Hi. So we had a tie. How about them apples, or the most valuable thing I ever gave away? Sunrise was my vote. I'm taking myself out of the mix. So the way I figured I'd decide this is with a coin. Apples, most valuable thing I gave away. The most valuable thing I ever gave away by D.I. Jolly. Hello, Jeremy. The soft voice caused the boy to look up sharply. He'd been so lost thinking about nothing that he might as well have been asleep. But he wouldn't dare do something like that. A look of surprise gently drifted across his face as he saw the man standing in the doorway. Hello, Mr. Jones. The older man smiled sadly and turned his attention to the woman lying in the bed. How's she doing? The doctors say it'll be any day now, and that they've done what they can do to make her more comfortable. Mr. Jones looked back at the boy, still not daring to enter the room. And how are you? Jeremy's voice went flat and it sounded older suddenly. I don't know, tired, but I can't sleep. Turns out I hate coffee, but I think I've had 4 cups today. He looked back up at the man and in a sudden flash of realization said, Please come in, sit down. Mr. Jones did and looked at the boy. Although he'd known him for years and knew that he was the same age as his own son, he battled to see the boy he knew. Instead, he saw someone stuck between too young to be an adult and too experienced to be a child. You know, I know how you feel. Jeremy let out a snort, and in that same too old, too cynical voice rasped, Do you? Mr. Jones locked eyes with the boy and held his gaze for a few seconds. Then his vision grew distant and his voice softer. Yes, I do. Only it was a car accident that took my parents, not a disease. I never had to watch them suffer, but it was so sudden. For days I couldn't believe it had really happened. I don't know which is worse. Neither do I. And on top of it all, there were my little brother and sister to think of. Suddenly I was the eldest member of the family and had to take care of them. I thought I did. Mr. Jones turned his attention back to the boy. That's actually why I'm here. I have something for you, but only if you want it. Jeremy looked into the eyes of his best friend's father and for a moment almost broke. This was the first conversation he'd had with anyone who wasn't hospital staff for what felt like a lifetime, and he'd almost forgotten about the outside world. Okay. When my parents died, I had to give up my childhood and become the responsible adult. I was older than you are, but not by much. Now, what you've done here over the last month is incredible. Don't think I don't know that. I can't imagine how difficult it must be, and you've weathered it like a champion. It's aged you, I can see that, but I'd like to give you the opportunity to hold on to a piece of your childhood. The words hit with a strange combination of pride and near overwhelming burden. One giving him strength and the other ripping it away. I don't know that I fully understand. Social services have been to talk to you, correct? Explain your options for what happens next? Yes? Well, I'm here to give you another option. You move into our house. You are one of my son's closest friends, and we've known you for most of your life. You will get to stay in the same town, the same school, and as close to normal life as is now possible. You won't have to worry about money, food, or room. There are no conditions. You will simply call me when it's time to come and pick you up, and I will take you home, and it will be your home for as long and whenever you need it to be. Jeremy stared at him for a moment, and tears welled up in his eyes for the first time since being told there was nothing more they could do for his mother. But why? Because hard work should be rewarded, and because you can only be a child once. I gave up my childhood, and although I know you'll never be the same, perhaps you can maintain some semblance of it now. Jeremy swallowed away his tears and took a deep, calming breath. Thank you, Mr. Jones. I think my mother would have liked that. A thin smile spread across his face and he rose. Then it settled. Call me when you need to be picked up, and I will come get you. He half turned towards the door, then stopped, looked back and said, Oh, and my friends just call me Jones. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like stories like this and want to read more or hear more, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel or come over and support me on Patreon. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Until next month, goodbye. And until next month, goodbye.